out there, guitar heroes? All right, we're going to do a little 3-chord shuffle today, just as a good practice exercise to kind of get in the habit of the 3-chord positions that you would typically use in a 1-4-5 tune for chords and the progression. And it can be played all over the neck. In this case, I started out in a G. Well, if I wanted to move up to an A, D, back to A. How about a little E? Or F. In this case, B flat and a C would be in there. So any place on the neck you could play this 3-chord shuffle. Now you can play it in open chords too. So if we were to do the G, it doesn't sound quite as chunky to me, and you listen here and see what you think. Okay, same thing with open chords. Now we need to get a little bit of rhythm in here. So on the bar chords, I'm going to move my bar finger up and down to get that little bit of rhythm in. On the open chords, I'm going to try to lift these 2 fingers and give it kind of the same thing. D chord's a little tough. I only have this little finger to do something with here. And on the C, I can lift my 3rd finger up and down. I think what you want to do is really work on the bar chord thing, because you have so much more flexibility. Now, when you use this G position, C, D, the one thing you can't do is you can't do this walk down from a D to a D flat or a C sharp. You can't do that with open chords, so that's one limitation. G, C, back to the G. You get D, D flat, C. So there's a great little exercise, and as I said, you can use this bar chord method all over the neck. As soon as you get into the open chords, it's a little bit different. If we said, okay, well, let's use, what about A? Now again, trying to get a rhythm really makes it hard here, because what strings are you going to do the up and down on? A, D, and E. So it's more difficult to try to get the same kind of a sound that you can on the bar chords, because it's always the same. It just depends on your position. Now, what bar chords are we using if you're unfamiliar with them? We're using the E form. Okay, so I'm going to take my E chord, and I'm going to use my second 3 fingers rather than my first 3. Keep this out for the bar. And then I'm also going to use the A form, where I put my finger here. I don't touch the A or the E strings. And then I slide up and put my bar down. Now in the A form, then of course the bass note is the A and not the big E. The big E should be muted or just not hit when you. So if we're in that A form, it's the A string there. If I'm in the E form, it's the E string. So there you go. You can call it whatever you want. I used to call it the Redondo Beach Shuffle, because that's where I lived for a few years. Well, I'm going to Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. Well, I'm going to Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. They got some pretty little girls there, I'm gonna give me one. Okay, so there's plenty of rock and roll songs that are kind of based around that, maybe a little different speed. Gives you something to work on. Hope you got something out of this lesson. Take it easy and do your own. You put in the word and the quotes, shuffle. So if you live in Chicago, it's the Chicago Blues Shuffle. If you live in Atlanta, it's the Atlanta Blues Shuffle. If you live in Tampa, it's the Tampa Blues Shuffle. Wherever you are, you got your own blues shuffle. Take it easy out there, and we'll see you next time.